Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very much important, because what I'm about to say, it's massively massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. By so saying, please do make sure that by the end of each and every talk that I deliver, you learn something new. Very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So guys, in today's discussion, I just want to talk a little bit more about the types of maths problems. Guys, it's very much important that you understand the type of a problem that you are dealing with. The reason why it gets difficult for you to approach a maths problem is because of not understanding the type of a problem that you are dealing with. I will tell you this for free. Guys, you are in a better position to provide the best solution to any type of a problem only if you have a good understanding of the nature of the problem. If you don't understand the problem that you're dealing with, you won't confidently provide a solution. In real life, in general, you must firstly familiarize yourself with the problem, and then from there, it puts you in a good position to provide the best solution to that particular problem. Okay, so back to mathematics. In mathematics, we've got different types of problems. I'll just explain three main types of problems. Number one, I'm going to talk more about what we call an equation. So an equation, it's another type of a maths problem. The second type of a problem that I want to talk about, it's an inequality. And lastly, the third type of a maths problem that I want to talk about, it's what we call an expression. Very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So guys, it's not only three types of maths problems that exist. There are many more, but if you want to learn more about those, I would encourage you to attend my live lessons on Telegram. Just make sure that you visit either my Facebook page, that's where you will get my WhatsApp number, and you can just send a WhatsApp. Then I'll help you to get to my live online classes. Okay, so what is an equation, ladies and gentlemen? Or otherwise, how do you notice that you are now dealing with an equation? So equation, equal sign. When you see an equal sign on a maths equation, then it means you are dealing with an equation. It's as easy as that. Good people, when you see an equal sign, well known as equals to, the moment you see that sign, it simply means you are dealing with an equation. So now, what type of equations can we talk about? We've got what we call a linear equation and a quadratic equation. So I'll just talk about these two, because these two types of equations, you'll find them there in your lower grades in grade 10, 11, and 12. So I think it is very much important that you fully understand these two types of problems. First thing first, when you are dealing with an equation, it means you must solve. What are you solving? You solve for the unknown. What is the unknown? The unknown is represented by a letter, which could be any letter from A up to Z. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that you pay full attention to all the details. Listen very carefully. When you've got an equation, that means you must be seeing an equal sign on that math problem. Then it means you must solve. What are you solving? You solve for the unknown. What is the unknown? The unknown is represented by a letter, which could be any letter from A up to Z. So now, as I've indicated, we've got two types of equations. For now, let's talk about a linear equation and a quadratic equation. How do you notice a linear equation? That's when, for example, on your equation, all the letters are to the power of invisible 1. For example, 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. Can you see the letter there is letter x and is to the power of invisible 1? It means you're dealing with a linear equation, which means you must solve for the unknown being x. In the end, you must therefore have only one answer where you say x is equals to whatever an answer may be. Coming to a quadratic equation. So for you to notice that you've got a quadratic equation, that's when the letters or one letter is to the exponent of 2, or is to the power of 2, or is to the power of positive 2. It's one and the same thing. For example, 2a squared, squared being to the power of 2, let's say minus 2a plus 3. You've got 2 a's, but 1a is to the power of 2. Then it makes it a quadratic. And then now when we say all of that it's equals to 0, then it's a quadratic equation. Why? Because there is an equal sign. In that case also you solve. What are you solving? You solve for the unknown. What is the unknown? In this case, the unknown is represented by letter A. Because it's a quadratic equation, it means you have one letter having a power of 2. That 2, it simply guides you that you must have 2 possible values of the unknown. So that means you'll be having A it's equals to whatever, or A it's equals to whatever. So that means you are going to have 2 possible values of A. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that you fully understand the type of a problem that you are dealing with. I'll just leave it there and now move to another type of a math problem called inequality. So good people, we still have 2 types of inequalities, namely a linear inequality or a quadratic inequality. The same explanation applies for inequalities. The only difference is that under inequality, you do not have an equal sign. You don't have is equals to, but you have a sign which could be less than, greater than, less than or is equals to, or greater than or it's equals to. So those are the possible signs that you might be having under inequalities, which means the moment you see one of those signs, it means you are dealing with an inequality. So now, you might be dealing with a linear inequality, of which you notice it by an unknown or one letter on that inequality having a power of invisible 1, which means in the end, you are going to have a letter, inequality sign, and whatever the value that you have, of which that can be represented on a number line, following the process that you need to go through when dealing with inequalities. So again, quadratic inequality, one letter must be having a power of 2, must be to the power of positive 2, otherwise letter squared. Which means in that case also you solve for the unknown, which means you are going to have 2 possible values of the unknown. Most importantly, you must be having greater than, less than, greater than or is equals to, less than or is equals to as part of your math problem, which indicates to you that you are now dealing with an inequality. Obviously, in the end, you should be having 2 possible values of your unknown, and also that can be represented on a number line. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. And lastly, I want to quickly talk about an expression. An expression is another type of a math problem that you need to be aware of. So, how do you notice an expression? An expression is just a math problem with no equal sign, with no an inequality sign. So, whatever math problem that you're dealing with, as long as you are not seeing an equal sign or an inequality sign, then you know that you are dealing with an expression. So when you have an expression, what exactly are you supposed to do? You simplify. What do we mean by simplify? Good people, it simply means that you need to rewrite that lengthy expression or that complicated expression into its simplest form. So you might be having a fraction, which is an exponential type of a math problem, of which you might need to simplify applying the laws of exponents. So in the end, whatever that you have, it's exactly the same as whatever that you were given, but in different forms. For example, 2 plus 2 plus 2. It's an expression whereby it can be simplified by adding 2 plus 2 being 4 plus 2 being 6. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is the same as 6. So the simplified form of 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So just made it easy for the sake of explaining what we mean by you simplifying an expression. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that you fully understand all the types of math problem so that you are in a better position to be able to provide the best solution to any math problem that you might be dealing with. So guys, thanks very much for joining. I hope you did enjoy as much as I did. My name is Desmond, and I'm out.